And welcome once again to season 4 of Trick Roll. I can't believe we've made it this far. No, seriously, I can't believe we've made it this far. I thought we were going to have a whole party wipe and a new game.
When do we start counting seasons?
About the time we left the other guys. And I just said, oh,
Oh,
every 6 months is a new season.
that's I
No, it,
forgot.
it
Wait,
really
what?
is. It feels like it's going back a long time when we started off on Geeky Side.
This insanity is episodic.
You didn't think we were keeping track of it, were you? No, this isn't a continuous story. It just makes stuff up every time.
Yeah, I bet
We have a new face with us today. This abstract thought will be joining us from the TikTok app, and if you follow him on TikTok, you already know who he's playing. But let's just keep that in our pocket until we get to meet them in game. Much the same with everyone else. We're going to introduce your characters in the scene, but I'm still going to take a quick chance. We have, starting in order, they all show up. We have Arches. I can't pronounce your last name. He's Arches.
Zotrev.
Yeah. And then we have Flint Uwood. Numbers I can't remember, playing Joseph. And then the one I can pronounce, who keeps it nice and short, thankfully, Crumpler64, playing our beloved former king twice over, Gilith. Like I said, we'll let you characters all introduce yourselves when it's your scene. Because at the moment, you three aren't. Abstract Thought, you are, you're in hell, not literally, but figuratively. Everyone is
what
dead.
a start.
Yeah, your army that you stormed the castle with, they're all dead or dying. Their blood is literally being pulled towards your adversary. Tell us about yourself with that.
All right, so as the camera kind of pans up onto Sindine, I think, like you said, he's covered in blood, just battle scars and smoke, and actually his face is kind of morphing. It's starting out as this real strong, chiseled, strong chin, and kind of fading into this gray, real bland, as he reverts to his true form. And he's shaking and breathing hard and sweating. And, there's streaks of dirt and soot as the tears and sweat go down his face. And he's clutching onto this oil lamp. It's battered and old, and he's looking into it, and then he looks up at his adversary and looks around at everyone around him and says, "Genie," and just waits.
And as you're waiting, you see your adversary, the swirling amorphous thing, a streak of red is just flying at you. And right before it would have impaled you, everything stops. And from beside you, oh, this is bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. But this is bad. This is the opposite of good. You just want to get out of here?
I don't know what to do. There's one wish left.
Yeah, use it to leave. All right, I'm sorry. I am sorry about all the friends. I am sorry about this world. It's gone. Let it be gone.
We can't leave it like this.
I can't stop this right now. At this point, it is too powerful. It's beyond me even. But hey, whole new world. There's one that is literally made of chocolate. You shouldn't live there, but it's fun to visit.
We can't leave this world like this, Genie. There has to be something.
Well, not right now. Maybe 20, 30 years ago it would have been possible. But now?
Well, you can do that. I can wish for it.
Yeah, he sort of like pulls out a scroll in midair, and it's like, yeah, there's places and times, yeah, but buddy, that's a one-way trip. Like, you'll have to get back here the long way.
We can't leave it like this. I know I said I'd free you.
Look,
We can't leave it like this, Genie.
Look, if you do this, I can't go with you. You're going to be a lot weaker. You know, metaphysics stuff that will pop your mind if I try to explain it. But is this your wish?
Yes. I wish I could change it.
I'm proud of you, and I'm sorry. This is not going to be easy, but and with that, he snaps his fingers, and the world goes white for you.
Okay, I like to think just before he does that, time kind of starts again, right?
Yeah.
And Sendai just screams, "Ah!" And then
Yeah, I think from your perspective, it's like, you know, when you start off a video game and the camera's like zooming in on the planet? That's your view. You're flying into the correct point in time. Speaking of points in time, Gilith, Joseph, and Vivi, you're in a bar fight right now.
Wait.
So introduce yourselves as you're in the middle of this bar fight.
You first, please.
Go for it.
This is my gift to you.
So the scene starts. Camera is coming to the tavern, and you see just like a man with like a big like acid like kind of scar as he's just being thrown out of the tavern doors, and you see Giles with like an acid splash and giant sword, this blue dragonborn. It's like, ha! Look what my god gave to me! That makes mine better than yours! Joseph, come to me!
There's this slightly lanky looking human in dark leathers just following behind him, his bald head sort of catching the light of the world around him as he just comes in, as he comes up behind Gilith, his armor just looking very vague, even though it's all black, as he just looks at Gilith and goes, "Did you have to include the entire thing about your god giving the sword? I thought that we just picked that up from a 5 and dime that you just managed to find."
Listen, when you can change your sword colors and give it acid, lightning, and other things, you're gonna want to use it. And the moment someone tries making fun of you, and you gotta take the chances you get, my friend.
Oh, can't argue with that. He just looks to the guy who got splashed by the sword and just goes, "So, do you want to keep going at this, or do you just want this to end without the tears and bloodshed?"
Vivi, is at this point you see a couple of people who think they got an easy shot and are fixing to club both your friends with chairs, but they rolled a 1, so you get to see that.
Vivi's sitting at the bar, sipping a drink. His scythe resting on his shoulders. He's just sipping his drink, and I'm just double checking something.
While you're checking for context, I pick up the feat of Gift of the Chromatic Dragons so I can have my sword have acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison for the next minute.
Of course.
That's why I said it was important to know what level we were before we began.
Vivi is going to look at Sai. He's just sip his drink, and he just looks at one of them and it says drop.
Yeah, and with going with their roll, yeah, he just so Gilith, Joseph, you hear somebody drop to the floor. As you turn around, there's a confused looking guy holding a chair staring at you both.
I'm just gonna bring down my psionic rapier on this guy's head.
And he drops with a splitting migraine. Sindine, you may enter the scene when you feel it is appropriate.
Okay, yeah. To set the scene, I think I heard you say you got thrown out of the tavern doors, right? Or are you guys still inside?
Oh,
They're
Vivi's
like-
inside.
Okay.
Yeah, Vivi's in the bar sitting sipping a drink.
Okay. So yeah, the tavern door burst open,
Yeah.
and you guys see this tall, muscular, like I said, chiseled chin, blonde hair, blue eyes, wearing a breastplate, sword over his shoulder, and he just says, "Stop, you idiots!" He comes charging in, and he says, "You three, you are coming with me." And he lays hands on two of you, glares at the third.
The rest of the group, like this rowdy bar fight just froze, and they all just step aside, like Moses parting the sea for the rest of you.
Yeah,
That's
Vivi's
not
just
being-
I
Vivi's
mean,
just
being
sitting- yeah, Vivi's just sitting there, sipping his drink, glaring back. And if you're actually looking into his eyes, you'll actually feel that he's almost like this man sees more than you expect. Almost like he's peering into your very soul with his crimson red eyes.
I just look at Gylith and go, I didn't realize it was Tuesday. Is our tap due?
I don't know. This guy. I'm trying to get a load of this guy. Is this what the cops look like now? Or did somebody get a promotion? Or is
Yeah,
this
you hear-
person to declare I is the new sheriff in town?
Well, no, we destroyed that paladinic order.
Oh,
Um,
right.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it out loud.
I'm Guards Captain Arnold Braunschweiger, and you are coming with me.
Oh, great.
He just starts yanking. And Vivi, I believe I was told you're very perceptive, right?
Yes.
Uh, So-
Yes. To be exact, I have passive perception 27.
oh my goodness. All right.
And
so
I
you
checked
notice.
You
That-
warned our special guest about us? How proper of you.
You definitely notice that, muscles bulging, this very large, should be extremely strong man. He's like pulling, and nothing's really happening, right? Like, it looks like he should be able to physically yank both of these right out the door, and that's not what's happening. But he's using his presence and his voice to issue commands.
Gyleth,
Yep.
he's a weakling. Punch him.
I just look up. I just look up at Arnold.
Sword!
I just look up at Arnold Braunschweiger and go, so you went for all girth instead of like. Can we get a please? Otherwise, it's going to end up into another bar fight, and I don't think we really want that, any of us.
And at this point in time, you see his VV scythe glow.
All right, so Arnold Braunschweiger looks at the three of you, and he says, "I have urgent word from." Oh, I wrote all this stuff down, and now I can't remember. The Goblin Artificer
Bugger.
starts with a B. Bugger.
Like you see his VV scythe glow even larger, brighter.
Hold on, baby. Lay down the light parts.
It glows a little less.
All right, Arnold winks hard, right? Like,
Oh, right. One day I'm gonna be able to blink. Oh,
You wink.
I just start heading out the door at this point, just slowly shaking my head.
Yeah. That rowdy bard's like very confused. Like, are we still fighting? No, I think the moment's passed.
I think it's over by now. So yeah, same time next week. Yes. Have a good day, Craig.
Yeah, we'll reschedule for sometime next week. Everybody check
Right.
your calendars.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, as I'm going out the door, I go, don't reschedule for next week. I hold up 5 gold coins and toss them into the middle of the bar. Winner gets that.
And so
That's our
now,
cue to get
All of
out.
a sudden, Vivi jumps off, dashes, grabs the coins, and runs out.
I want you to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
What we got, boys?
That's a 16.
16. You're able to grab 2 of the gold coins, but the rest of you're gonna have to dodge the fighters for the rest of it. So
Okay.
You're so nonchalant about it.
yeah, he's able to snatch up 2, but like I said, you'll get into a fight if you go for the rest of it. And believe it or not, we do have a story today. So
If Vivi grabs 2, rushes out, like looks over his shoulder, grins, flicks a coin, grabs it, and pockets both of them. This is unmasked Vivi because we got ported before he could change back.
oh, I never said how much time has passed. You can look wherever you need.
He hasn't found a mask he likes.
Okay.
So, what is it
That
this
is so
time?
vivid to be like have this mask for so long, and then the moment time for a new one, it's just like, no, I gotta find the right one. All this time, your identity is just like already like on wanted posters somewhere, and then you're just like, gosh, I need to conceal myself, but I've gotta do it right.
And
Yeah.
Zendine, for you, this is just like, yep, it's them.
Yeah. Basically, Vivi is this world's answer to Mr. Fantastic, the smartest.
You needed an answer.
The smartest dumbass in the world.
Oh,
He's
okay.
the answer to the question nobody asked.
I was about to say, like, we didn't need like a crutch.
All right. Well, if you guys follow me, you Vivi, you'd probably notice this. He whispers a word and his cloak billows dramatically as we step out of the tavern. And is there a alleyway or something nearby I will kind of lead them to?
Yeah.
And is it a crowded street?
This was considering that it did have a scheduled bar fight, people knew to stay clear of it, especially when Giles is throwing people out. So it's more like the crowds were giving it about 10 feet to watch the action without being part of the action. So
Okay.
it's possible for you to move on.
Okay. So yeah, as we turn into the alley, then my form shifts. I lose about a foot of height. All that musculature that you could see, the breastplate kind of just sinks into me and turns into a more like traveling clothes. And when I pull you guys to the side, I turn back and I have fangs and my face is real pale. And I say, I have crossed oceans of time to find you. I'm just fucking with you. Come here.
Weird. I never have to tell someone that to drop formalities. You did it on a whim.
You
We're
might
not-
not believe this, but how do I even put this? You guys know that Vivi, I think it was you, released a powerful blood lich onto the world.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Joseph just stares at Vivi and goes, that thing that was inside of our dear friend, the magician's room that you broke into?
What
The thing
magician's
that
room?
went
What
missing?
magician's room? What magician's room?
That one.
Back at the castle?
What castle?
I just tap you on the forehead and go, we were kings. We were kings.
No, Jylif was a king. You were a dictator at best.
Well,
Look,
okay, yes,
I
I'm a
know
dick, but
everything.
come on.
You guys, you don't know me now. I know you in the future. And shit went bad. Insanely bad. Like, your spare parts. I have what's left of your shield. You are all dead where I come from.
Well, I am human, so kind of expected.
Well, you didn't die happily of old age. Let me put it that way.
I am Vivi, so that's also expected.
Good point. Anyway, I used a powerful wish to come back and fix it. And you three are the center of it.
Sounds about right.
No, do not feed this guy's narcissism.
I just look at you and I go, it's not narcissistic when you're actually taking responsibility for the issue that you have created. Unlike Mr. I don't even remember the castle that we were ruling for about 7 months.
I have caused so much chaos and mayhem, it's hard to keep track.
Really? Because I can, and I do much more than you.
As you know, far as you know.
All right, Mr. Let's tap the hourglass and try to make sure that nobody knows that I went in there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I was totally in there. Let's go.
Vivi sighs. Just come on, let's get this done.
Yeah, actually, what I'm not even sure what year we're in. I've been in this city for a week looking for you three.
Well, I'm not sure if you know me. I'm give or take 200.
It's the Festivus of Ahigao on the 12th day of the 3rd month of Lorgan. So I think in Universal time that would be 4 months into the new year with another 8 months to go and a fortnight. Well, seventh dawning of the dragon era. So yeah.
Dude, stop trying to make it so complicated. Speak plainly.
I'm not the one who makes this stuff up. You've got emperors up there who just like change the dates whenever they take over.
Right, time to go kill an emperor.
Pretty much. Or let's get somebody who speaks in a very funny accent to try and set up a universal date and time system.
Well,
Giles, I think you actually did have something you were trying to say.
It's like he doesn't say anything, but just like during this moment, so you just see like clear like visual, but it's in Giles' head. You just, if anyone who wants to perceive Giles' thoughts right now, it's just, why did I never make Joseph the court wizard?
and in response to you, you saying why can't speak in a foreign accent, you actually hear Vivi speaking exactly like Giles.
It's like at this moment, Joseph's just ready to get on the road because, like, well, the nerds are talking.
I think Giles is actually the one person who could answer Sedane's question because there was a tournament of today, and that would give you, the actual date, which we never really came up with a date system in the game. So Joseph's just talking at random like he does. So you know the date, but I think Giles is probably like, oh, there was that tournament today, and he can just like rattle off the exact date of everything, the month, the year. So to set the scene a little bit better, you are all in Port Sanguine. You three you were out in the woods, and this is the closest place. So this is where you wandered. Bar fight ensued.
Sounds about right.
But the council that is taking over after the king died, they decided, hey, it'd be a good idea to have a big tournament, get all the nobles together, and to celebrate the fact that we are rebuilding the government.
Okay, so yeah, Sindine does the math, and we'll say 22 years, right? 22 years gone in the blink of an eye, and he stops and thinks, and I'd like to try to use my like foreknowledge,
Yeah.
right, that we discussed, to see if I can figure out where the Blood Lich timeline would be
Okay.
right now. So am I going to add anything onto this, or is it just a straight D20 roll?
I think this would be like your history. So
Okay.
whatever proficiencies you have there.
Okay.
Future history.
Yeah. That is a 15.
15. You remember that this is the city where it first came to power, and you do remember there was something really important to do with the with that tournament, but at the same time, it wasn't exactly a tournament where it's probably already at capacity, so you're probably not able to get in. But you remember something happens.
Okay, so Sindine turns to them, and his features were all gray and plain. I don't know how familiar you guys are with changelings. But
I lived in the Feywild, so yes.
okay, yeah. So seeing them in their natural form's pretty rare, but Sindine isn't like that. He wants people to know when he's close to them, right, that he can change. And his form, I want you to kind of think Mystique from the X-Men movies, where you can see the line go up as their body changes, and they get even a little shorter. They slim down, they turn very pale, their hair turns black and long, and they're wearing this evening dress, and suddenly they have a bosom and slimmer hips. And he kind of leans in, she now, and says, I believe this tournament will be a good venue for our investigation. And she kind of winks at you guys and then just starts going. Like, we have things to do.
Sindine, the other thing you remember about the Blood Lich is that, especially before it fully takes power, it really is always gathering more magical strength. So it prefers to try to use a host who has good magic potential.
Okay, yeah. So I think Sindine starts rattling that off.
Mm-hmm.
Can you three big, strong men think of anything the Blood Lich might target?
Oh, sweetheart, we could definitely find something for them to find that they would target.
Kyle, your voice mod is changing your voice again.
Oh God!
Like, you're coming through kind of robotic this time.
Oh no.
Okay, that's better now.
Okay.
I thought you were trying to change your voice, but then it kept changing.
I was just trying to keep up with the theme, but I think we can find somebody who might be able to fit that bill. I mean, just look for the person with the tallest, pointiest hat.
You three
or
can
the most
make a history check.
15.
Because two of you should be able to remember it very well.
24. Guidance, why not? Just in case.
Yeah, I was going to double check if Giles was rolling or
28.
28.
Sorry, Giles, what was yours?
15.
15. Okay. So the two with 15, you do remember that there is a mages college here, And Vivi, you do remember
right, I
that
need more
the
money.
current ruler, the current professor, the Grand Master of the Mages College, was definitely using blood magic.
Guys, we have to go see Principal Douchebag.
We get more money. I'm off.
No. I'm not dealing with Professor Douchebag. Last time that we dealt with Professor Douchebag, he made my blood boil inside of my skin and nearly made my eyes explode, and I actually died.
So did I. What's your point?
That does sound uncomfortable.
Listen, the true secret to dealing with them is keep your mouth shut.
Vivi looks at Jyleth and looks at all three of us and looks at Jyleth again.
So when they say Professor Douchebag, would it be someone that I'm familiar with, or that? I mean, I guess that's their own personal nickname for them. So
That would be their own personal nickname for them, but you do remember that yes, there was definitely a time when an archmage was ruling over the city, not a council. And Principal Douchebag, give me another history check. Let's see how much they talked about him.
are we talking them doing a history check or me?
You doing the history check.
Okay.
This is something they haven't done yet.
Okay, that's an 8, but I can add an extra D4
Okay.
because of Pact of the Talisman. So 12.
12. Yeah, it didn't come up too much, but yeah, you do remember them saying, maybe we should have checked on Professor Douchebag, Principal Douchebag, before all this happened.
Yeah, so I guess I bring it. I was like, well, it appears that's it. Would this douchebag, you say, be at the tournament, you think?
Probably.
More than likely, especially if some of his students are there, but he also might be inside of the actual Mage's Tower. It depends on it whether or not he feels that the bloodshed is going to be something that's going to slake his thirst for expanding knowledge.
This is a tournament, not a death match. This is the nobles competing, not commoners competing. It would just be a different, this is the knights just showing out how much they've trained, not adventurers who actually put their lives on the line.
He might be there just to see nobles smack each other about and pretend it being awesome like we are.
Vivi sighs and you look at you look around, blink for a second, and in his place you see a drow.
I think Sindine just arches an eyebrow.
And in undercover he says, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah, Sindine just looks at you funnily on that. I do not speak undercommon.
I think he probably said let's go, but he's trying to keep in character. He's a bit of a dramatic flair bunny. I don't know if it's because of the rogue in him or if it's because of the ranger. Either way,
It's because it's the only thing that kept me sane when I lived in Ravenloft.
Are you nerds coming or not?
Yes,
and you hear Vivi boom in return using thaumaturgy. Yes, you fucking jock.
Thank you.
Well, that certainly got everybody, who was within a mile radius looking. What the hell is going on? Isn't that the guy that was riding by a couple of months ago with his head out the carriage? No, that wouldn't work around. Just want to know which notes to pull up. Are you heading for the Mages College or the tournament? Because
Well,
I heard college, so Jyleth went to college.
okay.
Yeah, that's a side series.
Goes to college. If we ever go to Strixhaven, my word, I would love to see which house that Riley gets sorted in.
Oh, like maybe a straight up silver quill.
No surprise. The last thing I want is for her to get the Find Familiar and have it like an inkling with a weird face, just like be able to talk to it.
Joseph would be there 6 months, do something stupid, and then drop out because
Okay, as much as I want to plan the side quest, Giles goes to college, and someone please mark that down for me. Giles is marching straight towards the Magus College.
Vivi expects this and is following.
Yep, I am following after Giles.
Okay.
Just looking at Barnold and going, so did I die painfully or was it just quickly? Was I more of an insignificant fly on the wall or did it absolutely hate me?
So yeah, Sindine turns. Do you really want to know?
Yeah, because one's an accomplishment, the other one's kind of sad.
I'll say it was messy.
Good.
Yeah, like I said, right now Sindine looks like a half-elven, like noble woman, with like an evening gown that shows way too much skin, way too much.
And because the Magus College would actually be on the opposite side of town where, you know, the crowds are going. Yeah, once you fight through like the first crowd, you know, you're going against the stream, but then it's gonna thin out. You'll be able to walk across town, not too much trouble. Sindine's noblewoman appearance is definitely good at getting most of the guards to look away, either because they're not going to mess with the noble, or they were staring a little too hard, and then when they stare back, they avert their gaze right quick. So, there are some guards around the Magus College, but you'll be able to get there within a short amount of time.
All right, so I think as we're going there, Sindine's like, do we want to sneak in or do you prefer the direct approach?
Probably the direct approach because that's probably going to be the fastest way that the dean's going to come down and see us. I mean, this was the college that I got kicked out of.
So you all are known here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In a
I almost
good
killed the
way?
principal.
I almost became a all powerful Dark Lord.
I don't really want to say what I got kicked out for, mainly because I can't remember it, but yeah.
Was it extreme procrastination?
No, actually, I turned in all of my assignments ahead of time. I was a very good student. I was just also very insane.
Was it you had it into sorry, this is Arsh's speech impediment getting in the way. Or was it because you planned it in so ahead of time that they were actually bad essays?
No, it has something more to do with the herbalism class.
The reason why I actually looked at this place when I first came here.
Yeah, you know, you would think that they would store the Mandragora much more safely and in soundproof rooms.
Yeah. Phoebe's just you hear him muttering in some language or other.
I
have
actually admire Giles' patience right now because you asked him if he wanted to take the direct approach and he didn't barrel through people.
Vivi mutters in one of the 12, 13 languages he knows.
I just go up and I knock on the front door.
So you would actually need to pass through the guards who are going to ask you if you're, because you don't look like students. Is there something we can help you with?
No, that's fast.
We need to talk with the dean.
Oh, he won't be back until after the tournament.
So he's at the tournament right now.
Yes, but it's like he's with the rest of the council, so you can't just go and meet him there.
All of a sudden, you hear the boom informant tells you, Jyleth!
I didn't go very far. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's kind of like, ah.
But you did see him start, and then probably got probably a good 10
Yeah.
feet before he turned back.
The guard's ears are ringing. So
While they're ringing, he was just going to tournament now. And he will. He walks off.
Yeah, I suppose Sundine follows as Mordris. Well, and then once we get out of eyesight of the guard,
oh,
kinda
before you guys
stop.
all walk away, the guards, trying to talk like you can wait for him. He'll be back after the tournament. I think Jyleth was probably still wandering off, but they're like, well, we didn't mean for you to. You had okay.
Or do we get him for you?
Let's pick up some bread and cheese for him. He likes
As-
Rockfort.
as in-
From what I
as
can
in-
remember, when he was the professor of combat arts, he likes Rockfort cheese, like really
Dra-
really stinky Rockfort cheese.
How about Draco bits? As well.
Jyleth, do you need to make a wisdom save? Because you look like you're ready to do something.
I just hear the Jyleth in my head with his own advice. We will get ahead if we just keep our mouths shut and maybe just thaumaturge in his name.
Like I said, smartest dumbass in the world.
Remind me to help me clean the blunderbuss with your face.
I'm good, thanks. I will kind of make you forget that if I have to.
It's that moment where you see Jyleth the sharpening knife. Like, at some point during the night, like, where'd you get that knife? Don't worry about it.
What do you have there? A knife? No.
Which is one of those things. Like, keep in mind, like, he's been carrying around a giant ass sword. So if he's carrying around a knife,
Which you did get one from Simpkins.
yeah. So it's like for him to have a knife, he
So,
wants to
Dine,
use it.
I
On something
kind of
very
imagine you're
specific.
like, maybe I picked the wrong time to meet up with my friends again.
I just
I
put a
know
little bit of
you're much
oil.
better in the future, but at least there was a war to fight.
Yes.
I just put a little bit of oil on the whetstone while he's sharpening it, just to keep it smooth and slick.
The VV goes, raises a finger, walks up for a moment, gathers himself.
You would have to gather yourself if you.
If you drank more energy.
Yeah, you can gather yourself with the power of my energy. That is an official sponsor of Trick Roll. Here's the flavor of Green Growl, which is basically probably going to be changed to Giles' rage as he's going to go through and get the second win of over Phoebe if he does something stupid again.
He's no mask shopping. No, I'm
I just
joking.
visualized an animated Giles taking a drink, and then a slash, and just Vivi's vision becomes tilted as she's split into twain.
Joseph is just going to grab Giles by the arm and Vivi by the arm, and he's just going to start walking down. He's like, we're all just happy friends. We're all just happy friends. We're going off to be the happiest friends of all.
Okay, which direction were you walking? Because the guards were going to show you to a waiting room, or you were going to buy cheese. I lost track like 10 minutes ago.
Let's go for
Did
the
I?
waiting room. Let's go for the waiting room.
Okay.
So I imagine since Vivi left, Giles followed, and then Joseph just came in and linked arms, and then just did a 180 little doo to get us back.
So the guards are just like, right this way, I suppose.
We're still at Lincoln Arms.
Yeah, they're confused, but
As they
Hey.
should.
One arm's linked around Joseph. Other arm linked around Scythe.
Oh boy.
We're all just happy psychotics.
one of the guards turns to you, Sindine, and is like, "Madam, are you sure you're with them?"
Unfortunately.
If you need any assistance, we are here to protect.
That's our job. Back off.
Blink
No.
if you require assistance.
No,
We
they
can
have
read.
they have
can-
their uses.
We can read ciphers, you know.
Okay, so they will bring you into a waiting room, and it says there will be someone if you require anything, and then they basically leave you alone, walking very quickly to find the lowest ranking person to have to be near you for an attendant. You're like, this is not my job. I'm not putting up with this today. Had to miss the tournament.
Not like as if the tournament erupts in a blood fountain, well, because we're not there.
Has Sindine been in this college at all? Do I know anything about it?
Yeah, you probably have been able to at least get a tour as one of your identities. So it's not a complicated layout, and I'm going to say that, yeah, you probably can find your way around.
Okay. So the accent drops. Nobody's in earshot, right? Except for us. Okay. The accent drops and Sindine says, I can make it look like I'm still standing right here and be gone. I'm going to go investigate the dean's office. Can you guys stay here and maybe not make too big of a scene?
Giles just immediately just grabs Vivi and
Vivi looks at Giles once, and you're really going to do this, considering comparing the two of us.
I watch you die here. You have no say.
Like Vivi, you actually see like the normally almost like nonchalant, just natural passiveness of Vivi when briefly goes when you say that, and you actually see a slight smile appear on his face as you show concern. Right, it quickly goes.
Yeah.
At which point, Joseph pulls out a cup with dice in it and a dagger, and he goes, "Okay, so knife game first or dice?"
Vivi pulls out his Tinker's tools.
I don't trust it. Let's use my own dice for their change.
Hey. Okay, yeah, it's me, but come on.
I know you do too well.
Vivi goes over to Joseph's dice and tinkers with them.
All right, in the interest of time, I'm going to let you guys do that. I'll decide. We'll let Sindine do their thing.
All right, well,
'cause-
Sindine's going to cast Mislead. So I leave an illusionary duplicate where I am and instantly turn invisible. And I can go back and forth perceiving between either the illusionary duplicate's senses or my own, and it will act as normal while I'm gone. So I just, sit down and say, I'll be back. And then,
Oh, good lord.
You don't feel it, but you see Vivi actually a glare following the actual invisible version of you.
Yeah, I don't think I
Judging
can
you.
roll above a 27 for stealth. so-
I'm going to say for being invisible, you would get an advantage on it, but yeah,
I think
in this
even
small
with
little room,
advantage, I
it's easy to
can't.
follow your footsteps.
I swear,
Uh,
I swear
so-
I've heard these lines before. I just can't make it out where.
Wrong movie, dude. That's Predator, not
Oh,
Terminator.
sorry.
Well, that's actually very much how I pictured it. I'm just remember when I warned you I was going to have to walk
No.
away from the game a couple of times. This is why.
we have not had the ability. We do not have ability to get to the chopper.
Anyway, Sindine, you make your way out. You actually kind of have to sidestep as an apprentice is coming and it's getting ready to check on the group, but then sees Joseph. Sir, the table, and you just keep walking on. Being invisible is not going to be hard because you think that a college of mages, they would be used to having to watch out for this, or maybe they're just encouraging their students to use magic to break the rules because it makes them stronger. But you are able to find your way very, very quickly to the dean's personal chambers, his study, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Is there guard? Is there like people nearby?
The door is locked, but it doesn't actually have a guard. It seems like he probably wants his personal space, and two, I don't think too many people are willing to risk his wrath if they get caught messing with stuff.
Yeah.
After all, he has taken up the policy of hunting goblins just so everybody gets stronger faster. And when they ran out of goblins, they started using prisoners. And when they ran out of prisoners, they hired these three.
Okay.
They were out of this. Us three. They hired someone else.
But they just weren't as fantastic and well versed.
Yeah. They don't have a glorious red streak in their hair.
I mean, we are just fabulous. Anyways, going on with the story.
Flourish of scythe.
So looking at mislead, the invisibility ends if I attack or cast a spell, but it doesn't say if I do actions, right?
Since it doesn't specify actions, no, you can.
Okay. So nobody sees this, but maybe someone hears. Okay. So is going into my vessel. It's not casting a spell,
No.
right? It's using a spell-like ability. Okay. So if someone were nearby, maybe a ring would suddenly appear and fall to the ground for a second, and then pop back up as I went into my vessel and got some lockpicks, some tools, and I'm gonna attempt an unskilled check on this.
Okay.
But, I do have Pact of the Talisman, so I can add a D4 to it.
Okay.
So sleight of hand is lockpicking, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I'm proficient in that. Oh, okay. I rolled a 9, but I could
Okay.
add a D4.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 10.
So as you're trying this, you're remembering that Joseph actually showed you how to do some of this, but you can't get it quite as well as he used to be able to do it.
Okay, well that kind of puts the kibosh on that idea.
I don't know if you can talk through your mislead or if you just.
I can. So yeah, I switched senses back and I try to casually whisper. I guess, is that attendant still there, or did they?
No. Once they saw what Joseph and Jalith were doing, I think it's like they don't need anything right now. I don't want to do this, and kind of rush away. It's like I don't want to be responsible for this.
Yeah, BB's just chilling on the couch, tinkering with something.
Okay, so Sindine's Mordrus form kind of turns their head and whispers, "The door's locked. I can't open it."
Keep tension. Keep tension on the left-hand side, and then just jiggle the third tumbler. That particular door always has a bit of a fault with that, so it's a it kind of gets you a bit tricked out just because of the fact that it's a false pin. So you just need to jiggle it a bit further, and that will actually set the lock appropriately. Just
I guess with that, would I be able to attempt it again now
Yeah,
that I've been
I'll let
given
you try it
advice?
again. If
All right. So I switch back to my actual form. Oh yeah, I rolled a 22 that time.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
clearly, mages always forget the mundane things, and the lock opens up almost silently for you.
Nice. So I slowly open the door. Would you like me to roll a stealth check to see how quietly I can enter the room?
No,
I
we'll
guess?
go with your lock pick. I think that getting inside is not going to be a problem.
Okay. So and shut the door behind me. And I'm assuming there's gonna be a big desk somewhere, right?
Yeah, there's a big desk, lots of arcane tomes sitting around. It's is exactly what you would expect the personal library of an archmage to look like.
Okay. So yeah, I am gonna investigate.
Okay.
All right, I have one last pack to the talisman because I rolled a 9. Let's see here. 13.
13.
Thank you for that D4.
All right. So with that, you would see again like what I would almost consider to be the normal collection of spell books. There was one open. It looked like somebody was making notes about a spell. Do you have the Arcana proficiency?
I do.
You okay? Then you do recognize this as a meteor spell, a meteor swarm spell. Somebody was making some notes about that recently, and you also see. It looks like an older book that must have been written by someone. It has a depiction of the Blood Lich, and this would be. I'm going to try and remember who actually wrote the book in lore. Yeah, seems like someone named Van Richten wrote a little bit of a thesis on some of these things.
He sneezes.
You're not there. You all chose to stay back and let him go alone. So,
I don't know.
Not
If they,
leaving my
Dan probably
grip.
remembers if he would be interested in this.
yeah. So one of Sindine's weaknesses is that anything that seems valuable, they like to just grab up.
This room is filled with valuable things.
Well, I definitely want to take that book.
Okay.
That particular book.
You
and-
have you will have access to Van Richten's guide to Ravenloft in lore now.
Nice. All right. So I switch my senses back to my illusionary duplicate and kind of tell them that I'm in the room. I found this. And that I'm still looking, and then go back to me. And
You name the book.
yes.
You see a look of reminiscence on Vivi's face, as you mentioned Van Richten.
Don't raid the liquor cabinet. He's actually, well, at least the past 3 deans had alarms that immediately alerted them if somebody was in their office raiding the liquor cabinet. So don't touch it. Other than that, don't lift anything from the giant bookcase that's probably got like 7 locks on it. Just because some of it might swallow your soul, might not. Was always a bit vague on that one.
It's definitely not something I would like to happen. All right. I think is after taking that book, Sindine starts thinking, and they're like, if he comes back, we're still here, and then the book's gone. They won't notice right away. We'll escape. He's still stashes that away, and I don't, like I said, I just keep investigating the room. I have an hour.
Yeah.
So for 30 minutes or so.
Okay. Just going to check. Are the three of you? Are you going to stay put, or are you going to get bored and wander off?
Oh, they look through the show. Vivi's gone.
What
Okay.
would you like to do, VV?
I just
Like you
I
see
just-
him wailing, like trying to reach for a scythe.
I just look at Jylith, and as soon as we notice that Vivi is gone, I'm just like, well, what will be will be.
Like,
Right?
then you realize then all of a sudden you realize Jive actually got him in a headlock,
Yeah.
and he just Vivi's arms are wailing because when he's not when he's like he's actually physically not that strong.
That
Yeah.
would be about the time when somebody would just be wandering by. Is everything okay in here? Just
Everything's
No, he's
fine.
being
We're just
persecuted. No, he's being persecuted.
do you need us to get? Do we need to do something about this, sir?
No, this is just the natural order of things. One's a peasant, one's a noble.
Give me a persuasion check.
Like you see, like you don't know how. Like you don't know how Vivi's head is actually completely opposite direction to you, but you feel him glaring at you.
17.
Okay, they're just going to allow this weird behavior because they're like, none of us get paid enough to do with it. Why does the dean always have to talk to these weird people? There is some muttering, and Arshis, Vivi, you do hear something. It's like, oh, they're probably not going to be around much longer anyway.
Like,
But
Vivi looks at them, and you just like, actually, what language was it? Just in case it's one of the languages I don't know.
oh, they whispered this in common. They just
Oh.
didn't know you could hear them.
Oh, like, they now
they
feel
did-
that.
Yeah, apparently, the dean has been bringing in people who never leave again, and they just kind of ignore it because of who he is in his position. There's no bodies, so there's no proof that anything weird has happened. Maybe he's porting them off somewhere.
Vivi's arms dangle. He's always hanging himself from. Well, not portraits of words. He's just hanging from Jylith's arms. Can you let me go now, please?
Before I release you, I just have one question. Does every time when someone speaks, regardless of intended target, do you just somewhere in your brain feel like that you have to be the first one to speak?
She pauses for a moment. That requires deep self-reflection. I'm not. My perception is outwards, not inwards.
Might be a good time to start
I get-
developing it. I hear Stoicism is a really good philosophy to practice.
I can put him in a sleeper hold and he can meditate upon this notion anytime he wants.
But like with me, it's hindsight, great. Foresight, could do work. Will work.
And just get some sight, and then he lets go.
I mean, think of it this way. Think of it this way. If you continue to act the way that you're doing, you're going on a very quick and easy track to becoming like me.
Oh,
Dear God, that's
Sinai,
Do you wanna end up
take
like
your
me?
time to do an investigation? I'll let you do the investigation at advantage while
Okay.
these three debate philosophy.
But,
This comes down to, do you want to end up like me?
you don't need to roll persuasion. You get auto nat 20.
All right, that's a 16
A
for
16?
investigation.
So you actually don't find any real sign that there's been like any food in here. So that there's like no familiars or anything. So it's probably a little bit weird that there's a mouse hole. Because again, how does the high-end Mages College have a rodent problem?
Well, they're led by a rodent.
No, he's just a rat bastard. He's not a rat.
These two are gonna die again, and I'm gonna have to carry them back to some kids.
I like to think that even though y'all don't know about this, this is still the conversation you're having.
So yeah,
No,
Sendai gets down on like hands and knees and like really investigates this.
All right.
That stands out.
Yeah, you're checking it, and you hear a click, and the wall slides open to another hidden compartment. And this one has a lot more symbols and things in it. And unfortunately, you're in there alone because you're not alone anymore because
Oh, no.
there's a couple of people were in that room. I use people because they don't seem to be moving in any kind of natural way, but they're still turning to you. Are you still technically invisible?
Yes.
I'm still going to say roll initiative because these things are still going to be looking for you.
Okay. Yeah. They would know the door opened.
Yeah.
So. Oh my god. That's a natural 1. So
Okay.
3. I got a 3 in my initiative.
Yeah, these people, I'm going to say you know what the servants of the Blood Lich would look like because he would take people and alter them for his personal guard.
Mhm.
This is like an early version of that. And while they don't have exact free will, they still know that door should only be opening for the master. It did not open for the master, it opened to nothing. So they're on guard.
Okay.
Attack nothing.
Are they moving towards me? Because I'm assuming they're ahead of me in initiative.
They are, but at this moment, they are, I guess it'd be easier to say, they're kind of confused, and it might take them a moment to get the initiative to actually do something. They have to decide, is there a problem? These are low-end puppets at this point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I back as far in the room as I can to get away from them, you know, like, and then use my bonus action to switch back to my illusionary double and say, I've found some friends.
Good
Do
for
we
you.
want to make a scene or do we want to just leave?
Kind of friends.
And what kind of scene?
The possessed, altered blood magic kind of friends, I think.
Vivi looks instantly interested, and he goes to stand up, reaching for his scythe.
Yeah,
Make a scene it is then.
Fortunately,
Consider
it's
us-
what we're good at.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of playwrights in this field. We make scenes the way that other people make entire plays.
Badly?
I believe I'm familiar. And I'm going, so you guys, the illusionary double disappears. As I cast a spell. What do I want to do though?
Andy, while he's trying to figure out what he's doing, I'm going to pocket my oil flask real quick. And I'm just going to save that for later on in the game.
Okay.
And BB casts
And like take out from backpack to pocket. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, what do you mean have it right now? Oh.
So these two, I'm going to refer to them as blood puppets for now. They
Blood puppets,
seem
I
to
love
be
it.
getting more and more confused and agitated by the fact that something is wrong, but they roll
like-
so poorly they can't find you until you become visible.
Okay.
They're just like basically in the return item to bagging area kind of mode.
Yeah, that would be. They're definitely kind of like turning and looking. One starts to like float in the air.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So concentration up to 10 minutes. You know, I can make a dash action as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I become visible.
And their eyes just swivel to you.
I think I open the doors to the if you'll let me in this turn too.
Yeah, opening a door is a free action.
Okay, yeah. So I open the doors to the dean's chamber and just like shove something in front of them so they stay open. And I'm actually gonna start leading these things back towards the entrance with that secret compartment open. You know, and the doors to the dean's office open.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to follow you, and you're able to move at, what, 60 feet per round right now?
Well, I could technically move 90,
90?
but if I use an action, I can move 60 still.
Okay. All right, so I imagine you just take off running while they chase you.
Mhm.
They just can't move as fast as you, so tell me how that looks. Like...
So I think this is where an outside observer would notice that Sindine is not a female and not trying to be proper about this because, as I said, they're wearing a very revealing dress and it's just kind of flapping all over the place. Sindine, and he's actually, I'm not making any noise. I'm just, you know, staying, and I'm keeping them in sight too.
Mhm.
I don't want to outrun them to where they stop chasing me.
Oh, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. So, like I said, Sindine, revealing parts of the female anatomy that should be covered by their dress flapping in the wind as they run.
Like the ankle.
You motherfucker. You stole my joke. I hate you. I hate you. I had a twinkle in my eye and I was ready.
Oh no, the scandal! A wrist above the bone!
So, as you're running, you're not trying to cause any more panic than, but you know, they still, you know, some people still see a woman rush by, and they're coming like through a different hallway, and they're looking, and they turn around just in time to be cut down by these things as they just make a beeline for you.
Okay, yeah. Seeing that happen, I think Sindine does yell out now. You know, what are they going to yell though? Well, I'm just gonna play into the whole noble woman, right?
Mhm.
And just like murder! Ah!
Okay, yep. Now there's some commotion.
What made you think it was murder?
So I know Vivi heard that.
Yeah.
So I will let you guys all roll initiative, but you're going to be on a slight delay before you all can meet up.
And
You
Vivi,
got it.
and Vivi responds to the group. Onward, Buttercup says fuckery to be spread.
Excuse me. My proper code name for this sort of event is not Buttercup. It is Posy.
Well, Posey, what was your
Nice.
initiative?
13.
All right. Did anybody have above 13?
Vivi, 15.
Okay. What was yours?
22.
22. Just Vivi, what was yours?
15.
15. Okay. All right. So from there, Sindine, you're still leading them. Which direction were you leading them? I assume back to your
Towards the
friends,
front,
but
yes.
okay,
Mhm.
because the guards are well out of earshot. Apparently, they just didn't want to deal with anything, so they wandered so far off that the only people who heard you yell were your friends, who are a couple rounds away, and another unfortunate student who heard something and stuck his head out the door, like, "What was that?" And then his head was properly removed. Seriously, so many bad rolls on my side for these people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like as soon as they walk out, these two are just they got their swords in hand. Everyone in front of them is being cut down.
Eesh.
If you're just going to focus on fleeing, you'll be able to meet your friends, and you can try and explain what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I think seeing that these things are killing people now, well, more people, Sidine's gonna move. Have I been able to judge if I just move 60 feet and still do an action, I'm still gonna stay ahead of them, correct?
Yes, it looks like you will be able to stay ahead of them.
Okay, so I will move 60 feet, and then cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Blast
So
them.
that's gonna be, how many do I get at level 10? Oh, I don't get a third beam till level 11. All right, so 2 beams. The first
Hold on, 2
one
beams.
is 25 to hit.
Okay.
And that does 9 plus my proficiency. So that does 13. It does 9 force damage and 4 thunder damage. My
Just quick
genie's
question.
wrath.
They are slightly different. Are you aiming for the one with the greater armor or the lesser armor? The floating one or the walking one?
Does the floating one have less armor?
Appears so, yes.
Okay, then the floating one.
Okay. And what was that total again?
13.
13?
9 force damage and 4 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then one more with 18.
Yep, that'll hit.
So that is 6 damage, 6 force damage.
Okay. All right. That one is going to return the favor and lifts her hand and fires some blast at you. Let me double check her spell casting. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 blast. What did I do with my d10s?
Oh yeah, and my Eldritch Blast puts Lance of Lethargy on them that slows their movement speed by 10 feet.
Okay, good to know. All right, since she's using Eldritch Blast, she still has plenty of range, so she's going to hit you for 14 force damage.
Ouch.
And the other one is not going to be able to catch up to you this round, but he is dashing, so he's close.
Okay.
But so yeah, his whole movement was used just to try to chase you.
Okay. So yeah, he didn't end like 5 feet from me where they can get an attack of opportunity.
You already had enough of a lead that until you stop to fight, he's just going to have to keep running after you full speed. He doesn't have any long range abilities. Well, unless he, none that he's using anyway. He's just got a sword, but he's not throwing magic at you.
Okay. You said it's going to take us a couple rounds to get back with everybody else?
That was one round, so if you run, you'll be able to meet up with your friends, or you can stay and fight and wait to see if they catch up to you.
No, I'm gonna do the same thing. Remove 60 feet again, and then fire Eldritch Blast backwards.
All right. So you run around the corner after firing. Go ahead and make that attack for me.
Okay. I'm assuming a 12 does not hit.
Which one? The big one, or the running one, or the floating one?
No, the floating one.
The floating one. Yeah, that will just hit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was close, but.
All right, so that's the same thing. 9 force damage.
I'm sorry, I misread. Mage armor was higher, so no, that did not hit.
Yeah, it's 13 plus dex for.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, so no, the second one's a 14 then.
No, that does not hit either.
All
right. But as so you're firing over your shoulder. That's why those missed. But you turn and you do see Gilith is standing there, sword in hand, just looking for someone to hit.
All right, I think you hear Sindine go, "Oh, thank God." Combat not Sindine's forte.
Hey.
Yeah, Gilith, all of a sudden, there's Sindine and his in their noble woman appearance, just running full speed, throwing blast over their shoulder.
All right, first I'm gonna use the bonus action using Gift of the Chromatic Dragons. I'm gonna give my sword lightning.
Okay.
So and then I'm just gonna charge at the first creature I see.
Yep, there's this big guy in half plate armor just chasing after her. And blood is already dripping off of his sword.
Fun. All right, first swing on that one. And that's a critical 19. I would like to thank my energy for giving me this critical roll.
And your class. And your class.
Yes.
All right, roll that beautiful crit damage.
All right, give me a Jesus.
How much?
Give me a moment. I still have to do math.
Oh God.
Bane of the adventurer. Numbers.
So then we roll. I rolled max on everything. I
Whoa!
rolled 44 damage on one swing.
44 damage.
Everything was max.
Alright, Gilith, you're not going to defeat it in a single hit,
Yeah.
but still, tell us what this looks like.
I just I can just imagine just like he's just like full on like SOS dragging it to the ground, like creating, static, but reality it's just the magic of the lightning, and just goes with like a full on like upswing as just like lightning makes contact, then the sword, and they conjoin in a romantic combat matrimony.
Yeah, for a moment, Giles is just backlit by the electrical charge. It is an awesome cinematic moment, and you just like an artist pops up out of nowhere. Oh, I got to draw this, and then he's like, "Wait a minute, I don't belong here," and he pops back out of existence.
Good. I didn't want it to be, and the ghost comes by and slices their heads off.
Oh, Gilith, yeah, you leave a huge, electrical scar across this person. Like their veins are now scarred as the energy has, just traveled through them, doing 44 points of damage.
Like, you
And
could
for my
almost say
next trick, second set attack.
Oh.
All right, that one's gonna be 21.
21, that hits.
All right, 16 slashing. Get the additional, and 4 additional lane, so 20 total.
Okay. All right. He is still up. Do you have anything else this turn?
I don't want to be greedy, so I'll end my turn there.
Okay. I do appreciate that as the DM, because
Yes.
this person who didn't really seem to show any concern about cutting down students as he chased after Sindine has a look of pain and annoyance now as he lifts his blade, and he got a nat 20.
Of course.
He also got a 17. Does that hit?
17 does not hit.
Okay, so just the nat 20. Oh, yay me. Now I get all the dice.
Crit for crit.
Okay, so base damage is going to be 20 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then on top of that, there will be 7 points of fire damage as his blade starts to lick with fire.
Okay.
And that is his turn.
I would like
the one that
I
is...
do have a reaction.
Oh, okay, of course you do.
I'm going to use a vengeful assault using my reaction to make an attack.
Okay.
So just that moment is like, how cute, swing.
All right, make that attack.
All right, that's a 22.
22. Yeah, that hit.
All right, 12 slashing, rolling
Okay.
for lightning. 3 lightning, so that'll be 15 total.
Okay, he is still up, but just barely. And from behind him, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, that's one way to do our wisdom save of the day.
Yeah, we don't get to do it for pixies anymore.
No, and we're staying on theme. It's below a 10. It was 5.
Okay,
No.
you are given the suggestion by the floating female behind to stop her, pointing at Sadine.
It's not my turn yet.
Crap, you're right. But on your turn, that's going to be your suggestion.
Yep. So
Vivi, you are up.
Vivi sees this, smiles, and he realizes she's a trickster like him. Walks up, spinning his glowing scythe, and slams it on the ground. And you hear a bell toll as he casts Toll the Dead on her.
Okay.
I was wondering why you're being thematic, and it's just like, what do you do? Oh, okay.
And what is that save? I believe it's a wisdom.
I'm just double checking. It is a wisdom saving throw.
All right, what number?
DC 16.
Just barely beat it. With a -1, still managed to beat it. Oh, sorry. Actually, a saving throw would have been a +2 anyway. Yeah. So it didn't
Bonus
work.
action. Yeah, bonus action under cast Hunter's Mark
Okay. Which one?
on the
The floating one, the woman.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And with that, Joseph, it is your turn finally.
Well, like a great fighter that has just been rung into the match, Joseph is going to come screaming down the hallway, both rapiers up, as he dive bombs at the one that's most damaged.
Okay. That would be the one that you can still see the sparks from Gylith slashing him.
after he was thunderstruck.
Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Okay. So that is
Mine, I'm gonna be mind controlled in my turn. You better be careful, Vivi.
okay. Just so that I know, do I get my sneak attack damage on them because of the
yes,
fact they were-
because there is somebody within 5 feet.
Okay, so I do 27 damage.
Okay, you just literally skewer him. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this as you described it to me. So you come running, you jump both blades out, stab them straight through him, tackle him to the ground. You roll up to your feet, but he stays motionless. Not a drop of blood exiting, but motionless.
Okay, then I try to attack the one that's floating if I'm able to with my bonus action.
I'm gonna say you have just enough movement to get there, but this will be all your movement.
Does an 18 hit?
And 18 does hit.
For 9 damage.
Okay.
I can't remember if suggestion was a concentration spell or not.
I'm actually just double checking.
I've got it right here, so I can check for myself. And at the end of the day, it's whatever I want it to be, anyways.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
I cast the control Gylith spell.
Hey,
Every
you gotta let me
Gylith-
have some fun. You guys just literally beat this guy down in a round and a half.
I'm just now that I said that, I'm waiting for that. I use control Gylith. All Gylith within 60 feet of me are under my control. And
Sindine, it is now your turn.
Okay. So how close is Gylith to me?
Probably within 10 feet.
Okay, but not within 5 feet. He doesn't have like a reach weapon or something, right?
no,
No.
Okay. All right, because after
the
seeing,
DM can change that though.
after
Wait,
seeing
you call it a
Gylith
stupid
go,
oversized sword.
yeah. I actually did think that SOS did have reach.
We
I was
never really
waiting-
clarified.
I was waiting for like a very convenient spear just right on the wall.
No, that's back in the dean's.
Yeah, that's.
You'd have to run like 90 feet there, get it, and then 90 feet back.
I imagine if you looked at SOS, it would be like kind of we always say like the Buster Blade, which is usually like about like 8 feet.
Yeah.
So I imagine it'd be like just short.
Like
Because
swing
you
it,
imagine
it's
a
like
10-foot
right here.
blade, my word.
It's just on the edge of having reach. Like,
Yeah, it's like if you make a 10-foot, Giants would hate doorways tremendously because he'll be like, conk, conk.
All right, so Sidine, now I saw the spell and they did Eldritch Blast. Do I recognize the spell for what it is that they cast, or
give me an Arcana check real quick.
I could do that. Oh, only 11.
You know these things have some power, but it's probably just it was probably just her talking.
Oh,
It's not like
okay.
Gila's eyes suddenly glazed over or anything.
Yeah. Okay, so I still have Expeditious Retreat.
Mhm.
So if I move 60 feet back, is the floating one still in 120 feet? Still in Eldritch Blast range?
I'll say it's right on the edge, but yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I do. I move 60
Okay.
feet away and Eldritch Blast twice once again.
Okay.
Because I already used the 2 spell slots that Warlocks get.
I know
which
that
is
sucks for
unfortunate.
warlocks.
Yeah.
Until you reach high levels, and you get free.
Yeah. Well, and if I can go into my vessel, I could for 10 minutes. I'd be fine. But no. All right. Oh, that's a nat 20. There it is.
All right, roll that crit damage.
Oh,
And there's gonna be
the-
a lot of it with everything you stacked on.
No, the damage is actually terrible. I rolled 2 3s on the 2d10. So 6 plus my charisma, which is 5, which is 11, plus my proficiency bonus, which is 4. So 15. 11 force damage and 4 thunder damage.
Okay. So it slams into her, and she's moving a little bit slower, but she's still up.
And one more for the road. Oh, I rolled in that one. That 20 to that one, because that's the way we do.
Just do me a favor. Go ahead and roll damage on that, because Joseph was standing right next to her,
Okay.
and I am a mean DM.
Yeah, so that would be 13 force damage.
All right, Joseph, you just took 13 force damage as you turn and a blast hits you in the face.
You were just in the blast zone. What did you say?
Yeah, I think you hear from, almost 120 feet away. Sorry.
Specifically that many feet away.
Out of rogue dash distance.
And Gileth, I've been rolling concentration. Not only have you been suggested to stop Sedine, now Sedine's attacking your friend. It's all a trap.
I guess next time I'll just keep my mouth open. That way it doesn't go all over my face.
Take another 7 points as a rock hits you on the head. These old mages colleges aren't built like they used to be.
No, they aren't.
Eldritch Blast flying all over the place.
No, it's these damn ceilings. They really need to get an architect in.
And I need,
Oh,
I
what
need
a
gloves or something. I feel
thing.
dirty
What
and
you-
working with
you
these sim now. Okay, so we're going for the traitor.
Yes.
With SOS in hand, still on flavor of lightning.
Oh no.
You will need to run like 60 feet to get to her.
But of course, we will make that so.
Oh,
What now, Joseph? What else you got in that back pocket of yours?
It's not the back pocket. It's always in the front pocket.
I swing. Right, 15.
Were you able to run 60 feet and swing?
Yeah, Misty Step. And
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you say
Oh,
Misty
no.
Step. Yeah.
Yep,
So, Dean,
sorry.
you think you're far enough away. Suddenly, Gileth is there in a puff of smoke.
Yeah, it's that moment where you just see him running, and then it says like, poof, he's there.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
Oh, wonderful.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I hit one of them, so it's it's only
Right.
fair.
So you're 16 slashing, and then I'll roll for lightning,
Oh goodness.
and that's 4 lightning, so that's 20 total.
Oh my goodness. All right.
And
Don't you
for the
have
second
shields?
swing,
No.
second swing is an 18.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we got 11 slashing, rolling for lightning is a 1, so 12 on that one.
Nice. Okay.
oh.
I'm bloodied, but still okay.
Okay.
Ending turn there.
I'm just checking on what she's going to do next with her turn. Oh, okay. So I want everybody who isn't Gileth to make me a wisdom save.
Wonderful.
11.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Sedine, you do not need to make this save. You are out of range.
16.
16. I just want to double check what her spell save was because they should put it right up here on front. All right. So Joseph only is enthralled by her. So it seems like an excellent idea for you to not try to kill her, but probably to help her.
Pretty lady demands loyalty. I is simp.
And with that, she's not going to use anything else. That will be the end of her turn. Vivi, she's just turning all your friends against you. Zidane is a little questionable.
Vivius sighs, looks at Gileth, looks at Joseph, looks at the beating that his new companion is taking, and you see him take one step back, and all of a sudden you see him blaze over unnatural speed straight towards Gileth. As he bonus action dashes,
Mhm.
plants a hand on Gileth's shoulder and just says sleep.
I mean, are you casting the spell or making a suggestion?
I'm commanding.
Okay, then that's a save.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Ooh, better than the last one. 6.
Yeah.
Gileth, you have now been told to go to sleep.
And with that, Vivi spins his scythe, takes a defensive stance.
Okay. Joseph, it is your turn.
I'll be here if you need me.
And since it was a command, you decide how that ends when it ends. We don't have any magic rules for this one.
All right. So I have the ability to do something very interesting right now.
It'll be about time. It's been like 15 episodes.
He has the ability to portal through dimensions and stab the GM.
So I can do this. So I need to roll 1d8. Okay. So I move ahead my full action,
Mhm.
well, as my full speed of 30 feet, I then throw 20 feet ahead a psychic dagger and then teleport directly to it, and then use my full action to dash right up next to everyone.
Okay,
And I'm
that'll
just
get you
looking.
there.
Yeah, I'm looking at Vivi now, just going, hi.
Vivi smiles. Hi.
Okay, so Joseph, if I read that right, you've used your whole everything to get right here. That ends your turn.
Yep.
Very cool, by the way. I don't want to take away from it, but you're there. Sedine, it's now your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Gileth is asleep at your feet, probably snoring. And Joseph has that manic look in his eyes.
All my new friends are trying to kill me.
Oh, this is just a Tuesday for us, dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a little too common.
Okay, let me look here. Okay, so as a bonus action, I'm gonna give myself a flying speed of 30 feet
Okay.
for the next 10 minutes for my elemental gift. So my legs disappear, and suddenly there's a blue wisp there, like people might be familiar from a certain genie.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
flapping.
so now, are we in like a hallway? Is it narrow? What?
It's probably like enough room for two people to walk side by side. A third would have to, barrel through them.
Okay, so Joseph, with this craziness he just did, is he now within threatening square of me?
Pretty close to it. Yeah, I think he would be there.
So he's gonna, if I move, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity.
No, he's actually in front of Vivi right now. So
All right,
I think
thank
you
goodness.
have room.
All right, so how tall is the ceiling in this area?
We'll say about 15 feet high.
Okay, so I'm gonna fly up to the ceiling, fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts,
Okay.
and then move further away.
Okay.
So
go ahead and fire this blast.
Has this female flying warlock seeming thing, is it coming closer or
Yeah. No, I think she was holding back. She's just sort of like levitating, so she isn't moving as quickly. But she's definitely trying to use her pawns rather than get involved.
Okay, but she's still within 120 feet.
Oh yeah, she's still within 120 feet.
All right. 13 does not hit.
No.
But a 21 does.
Oh, yep, that hits.
So 9 force damage and 4 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then, all right. So let me ask you how you would rule this. I have Expeditious Retreat on me still.
Yes.
Me flying is not a spell, so I can. But can I still dash as a bonus action while flying?
Go ahead.
Since you stated that
it
flexibility
took me
was a bonus action.
Yes, it did take me a bonus action to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So I moved 15 feet up and 15 feet away.
Okay. We don't. From what I understand in this game, we never really account for the Euclidean geometry. So you've moved your 30 feet away.
30 feet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we always go with the simplest math because I don't want to draw diagrams for this.
Yeah.
But that that completes your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph? Giles?
Joseph is asleep.
Yes, but it is still his turn.
Yeah.
So, this was a command.
I just imagine as right now he's just going through the sequence of Jarlath in college. He has been accepted in the Pismari, and he is just.
How did I know you
this
Pismari?
is a tip that if we ever do Jarlath goes to college, this is where in the timeline it takes place is a dream sequence.
Okay. We're gonna keep that in mind too. Let's see. She is going to make her attacks. She's still aiming for you, Sindine, and did a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, then it is. Oh, I forgot. She's got 3 at her level. That one will not. Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay, wow. Sorry about that. She is going to hit you.
Urgh.
All right, that'll be a grand total of 14 points of force damage because she doesn't get any bonuses to hers.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you're still very badly hurt.
Yes.
All right.
Getting worse by the second.
And she just slowly continues to float forward. Vivi, you got Joseph in front of you now.
Vivi's got his side for it. So he just basically reaches forward and flicks him as he says sleep.
Make another save, Joseph.
10.
10. You now also have been told to go to sleep.
Joseph appears in Dryla's dream as he is now in Strixhaven.
What class would he be in? What house would he be in?
Law hold.
The Lorehold or the not the Prismari, the Quandrix, because those are where the nerds are.
Quandrix.
Yeah, Quandrix.
I just imagine that at this point, one of you has taken out a sleep cap and just laying down in the hallway. If this woman was capable of emotion, she'd be really pissed off right now.
Vivi looks at her, just smirks, like for her shoulder.
There's just the barest flash of emotion. You can tell this is mostly a blank slate, but there's a little bit left in there to be annoyed. So, Joseph, your action is to sleep?
My action is to put on my face mask thing for sleeping. That actually.
You mean the eye covers?
Yes, the eye cover of Blind Sight, and then lay down next to Jylan and just like kind of snuggle up and then.
Okay. Yeah. Sidine, all this is happening, and then it's your turn again.
Right. Like the fourth verse, the same as the first.
Yeah.
Then we'll fire 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
And hope maybe I can get this thing to lose concentration or something.
Yeah, you would think eventually. She's just not rolling.
Yeah. All right, a 25.
That'll hit.
So plus 9, so 17 force damage.
Oh, wow. Okay. That hurt.
And then one more. 25 again.
That hit.
So 11 force damage that time.
You leave a hole in her chest.
Nice.
And as I said before, there's no blood. This is, sort of like, is she a mummy under all that? Because there's no time for her to look at it. Kind of look at you. A little bit confused before collapsing to the ground. Well, that was a lot more dramatic combat than I thought it was going to be.
Vivi walks up to, looks up, and says, "Come down here for a second."
Yeah, I slowly float back down.
You feel his hand placed on your palm, and you feel a massive surge of healing energy as he casts Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Nice, thank you.
I'll just roll that. Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
I guess I should see if the guards ever heard any of this.
For 14 healing.
Okay.
Then he goes over and just basically jabs them both in the groin. Wake up.
Oh, in the groin.
That's how you know he likes you.
He's only jabbing. He's jabbing with the flat end, not the sickle.
Well, that makes it slightly less horrifying.
Just slightly.
Joseph just peeks out from lifts up the eye cover for a bit and goes, 5 more minutes, please.
Like you hear him slam it harder. Get after you, good for nothing.
Yes, sir.
You win.
I actually know where that's from. It's from Hot Shots Part 2, isn't it?
Yes.
He's actually irritated with Jylif as well, and he actually jabs him in the groin as well. Get up.
It's one of those moments where it's just like he wakes up. But it's just that moment where he's just like still ready to fight, so he's still just gets up with SOS and
And Vivi's not flinching, he's just glaring straight at you. You've done enough. Chill.
okay.
Nah.
Yeah, I think Mordris kind of holds her, or Sindine as Mordris holds their hand against a big, gaping, burned, cauterized wound on her. Remind me never to fight you hand to hand.
They say I'm the one who causes the scene. Yeah, I'm usually the one wrangling these two idiots to get in. And it was that he turns around, walks towards. I keep forgetting your character's name.
Sindine.
Ending.
Sindine. He was for Sindine. Let's go. Like, we've caused too much of a scene here.
Which actually brings us to a very good point. There's a reason why the guards never made it to you, and you're too far away to really hear most of it. I'm going to say Vivi starting to pick up the sounds of distress across the city. As you go out to find out what happened, over on the far side where the tournament was, there is a flaming crater now.
You just hear at the top of his voice in Infernal, like, for fuck's sake.
I
I
caught
just
that
looked-
one.
Yeah. He actually uses Formatage just to boom it out even further.
Yeah.
I just look between everybody and go, do you think the phylactery is back inside of the office?
That's a good point.
Go check. Where did you said there was where did these things come from anyway?
So Sindine turns back to their regular self. And the dean's office, there was a secret compartment.
Vivi runs to, like, here's one secret compartment and runs.
Yeah.
Joseph is running as well.
Yeah, you both run in there because everybody else is running to see the spectacle.
The other way. Yeah.
So
As we're running too, I mentioned that there was a spell book open with Meteor Swarm.
Yeah, Vivi. As soon as you hear spell book, Vivi somehow runs even faster.
Mordred still has Expeditious Retreat or Sindine and able to fly. So yeah, I keep up easily.
So everyone, Jylith, are you following or?
Crying as everyone is just like get faster and faster, and Giant's like, Jesus.
So you all run back to the dean's office. Again, there's all the spell books. Yes, there is a spell book that was open to a Meteor Swarm spell, which, you know, for those of you with Arcana know, this is high level destructive magic that might leave a crater full of nobles, or crispy nobles now.
And also
they get fourth degree burns.
No, when he sees the spell, realize what happened.
And that's going to be a really good place for us to call it. Joseph, what do you want to do right quick? You were about to say something.
I was about to say to everybody, one half start looking for spells for destruction of undead. The other half start looking for the phylactery.
I will say that, Sindine, you do know one thing about the Blood Lich. Because in the course of the war, you've destroyed its physical form before. It doesn't have a phylactery.
No.
Do you want to explain it to them before we go?
Yeah. They manifest in whoever's blood is closest to them when their physical form ends. There's no killing it. There's only trapping it.
So what you're saying is they turn the hosts into a living phylactery, essentially.
That can
Uh,
change from host to host to host.
No. What he's saying is that we're essentially going through a thing where we have to give everybody stone skin for the next possible 3 hours so that we don't bleed when we get hit.
or we just remove their blood. All the people from the vicinity.
And before you guys get on another half-hour rant, which would be
Yeah.
hilarious but putting us over time, we're going to call it here for this week. Want to start off thanking our guest, Abstract Thought. Thank you so much. I hope you'll join us in 2 weeks to wrap up. Although,
Oh, yeah.
if you want to run
No.
screaming into the distance, I understand.
I could see why some people would, but no, this fits my character way too well. I'm just glad Jylith didn't kill me in my first session
Me
playing with you guys.
too.
That would be bad.
Yeah, I was down to 14 hit points, so
Oh.
I'm very good at my job. I was really hoping that's how you receive my resume.
Abstract, where can we find you on the internet?
this Abstract Thought, TikTok and YouTube. I tried Twitch, but it's too much. So yeah, this Abstract Thought, YouTube and TikTok.
And trust me, you definitely want to follow him on TikTok because you will get to learn so much about Warlocks and all the potential patrons from popular media.
Yeah, I'm up to 22 or 23 now.
Oh, very nice. Jylith, Jesse.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Jesse Crump, also known as Crump64 in all aspects of the internet. I am a man of nonsense. You can find me in all those platforms on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all under the acronym. And in terms of upcoming projects, everything's kind of on hold. But one thing I'm really happy to share, me and 3 other friends have put together interesting pizza, and we call it the Roommate. If you want to know what's in it, you follow me on those socials and you'll get the recipe.
Okay. I'm scared now.
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
So
Yeah, he did say
speaking
the
of
magic word,
scary and
pizza.
intriguing, let's move over to Arceus.
Hey, I'm Arches. You can follow me on Twitter at ArchesTheTref. You can also follow me on Discord if you want to have a natter. I promise I'm not as full on. I can't actually say that. I'm that's bullshit.
I can't legally say that.
I can't legally say that because I can get. You can still chat to me on Discord. I'm just, if you can handle the weird, I'm a nice guy for the most part. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Rant over.
And lastly, weird but also a nice guy, we have Kyle.
Yeah, you can catch me here on Twitch at FlintUwood756. Next week, I'm going to be returning as the storyteller for Vampire: The Requiem First Edition, Chicago by Night. I have been given a clean bill of health, and I am also COVID-free completely. So yay!
Oh, congratulations all around on the health stuff and finally being able to return to your game. Last and sorry, Arceus.
Upside, Return to the Vampire. Downside, Return of Alex Trust.
And last but not least, because I am trying to get away from self-deprecating humor, it's me, it's Andy. I don't need an introduction. You're on my channel right now, so you already know where to find me. Wart Films across the internet. I've been a little bit more active on TikTok lately, and I'm here every couple of weeks running this, questioning my life choices, but I'm going to be back doing it again, so I guess I'm not learning anything. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and in 2 weeks when we come back and continue the Blood Lich arc and see how far we get with that one. Farewell, everybody.